Hello and welcome to T Money Talks. In this week's episode, T Money's going to talk about what they did to ring in the new year, what they've been up to, and talk about what it was like going to school for music. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Hello again. It is T Money on this mic because this is T Money Talks, and T Money is here and ready to get this show on the road. I'm so sorry. I kind of missed doing T Money Talks, like where it's just T Money and myself in my room and no one else, you know? Like, I absolutely love when I bring Jer onto the podcast or whenever I bring on any of my other friends to the podcast. It is absolutely always a blast. It's just sometimes, it's like, today I kind of realized why T Money Talks was just me, aside from like the whole getting to know myself, getting to know who I am and all that jazz. Like it's so much more than just me getting to know who I am. It's also real. I was just like, sometimes it's just fun to just talk with no one else around. Because I don't have to worry about what someone is going to say to me, or I don't have to wait and respond or listen to, not in the sense like that it's boring to listen to people. Like, I love listening to people like that. Don't take that the wrong way. But what I mean is, like, it's just having the time and the freedom to say whatever I want, whenever I want, to talk about anything that I want, because it's just me in this room. It's just myself and no one else. And that's truly, like, it's just so freeing for me at this point. It's like, that's why a T Money Talks has no co-host. Because T Money needs T Money time. And honestly, this is my T Money time. This is definitely my time to unwind, to let go, to reflect, and just talk about whatever on earth I feel like talking about. There are no rules, there are no regulations, but there are boundaries, and they will be set if they need to be. But yeah, I kind of had that epiphany today. I was like, yeah, I missed T Money Talks. Like, sometimes I miss just me on this mic talking to you, telling you about what's going on, you know. But I'm here. I'm ready to get into this jazz. Let's talk about New Year's Eve. What did everyone do? Did you guys do anything COVID friendly, of course? I did nothing for New Year's Eve just because, like, COVID, like there wasn't really much to do. Like, what was there to really celebrate this year? Well, actually, I take that back. There was many things to celebrate that have happened this year. However, due to the standards of the world at the moment, it was not a safe idea to go out and party, because I am grateful that I am walking again. I am doing it. I am slowly going back to, like, lifting heavy things and, like, doing things I used to do, because I realized as long as I have like 2 bags or two of whatever the items I am carrying in both my hands to give me stable balance, I'm good. I'm okay, you know? But that was fun. So, but yeah, I hope you guys all had a good New Year's Eve, even if you didn't do anything. Because honestly, for this year, what does it matter? Like, it's okay. I didn't. I played Harvest Moon and watched movies with my mother. That's how I rung in this new year. So I hope that makes you feel better if you were feeling down about not doing anything, because it's okay, like, everyone, it was a stressful year for the entire world. So I feel like it would this year or last year was like the best time to not have anything crazy going on to end the year, and to just really, like, sit down and be like, all right, let's not make the same mistakes as last year. So I feel like this last year was a good time to, like, really reflect and set our intentions and stuff for what we want to do this year. And I feel like I am doing a great job at what I have planned and started for myself. It's been kind of hectic for me lately, because, as I said in the last episode, I have rebranded, air quotes, my social medias, my Instagram and Twitter, and all, well, pretty much everything my music is on, because I used my Now or Never account as like my personal and band account, mostly because I was like, why? What's the point of me? I don't need an account, you know, why am I going to create a separate one for myself? That's like dumb. I just do music, you know? But lo and behold, I was like, you know what? This is a little unprofessional, especially since I'm really trying to go hard and really make an impact in a name for Now or Never. Because I had such a hard and like driven drive when I was younger. I was just so determined to get my name heard and all. And I was making shows for myself. Like I was going out to coffee shops and like, hey, I want to perform here. When can I like do that? I'll like, you don't have to pay me. Like I'll pay you. Just kidding. I didn't pay them. But you know, I was like, you don't pay. I just need a space to perform. And I was just doing all that stuff at like 16, 15, you know, and now here I am, like much older, not doing any of those things that I used to do. And it's just life happens, you know. So now with this accident and with what has happened and everything I've been experiencing and going through, I'm like, no, now is the time for me to finally like buckle down and be like, hey, dog, you know, you have exactly what it takes. You have the talent, you have the charisma when you want it. You know, like I know I have what it takes to get my name heard, to make it much bigger than it already is now. And now this year I'm really going to really like just dive down deep, buckle down, and find that drive again, go back to that younger me and be like, hey, I need you now, not then. I need you now, because now you're ready to handle everything that you need to do in order to get where you want to be. Because that was kind of the issue that I've come to realize today, that the reason why I feel like I didn't really fully like commit to music when I was younger is because I wasn't like I thought I was ready, but I wasn't ready because there was so many things I needed to learn, so many experiences I needed to go through in order to get to where I am today at this moment of 8:04 on January 3rd, 2021. Yes, I totally lost my train of thought when I went into that accent. But yeah, so I've realized that I've needed to wait because I wasn't ready when I was younger. Like, yeah, I had the drive, the passion, and I was down for the count, man. Like, I was ready to go in for all, but I just had too many things to learn. I had too many things I needed to perfect because yes, I definitely had the heart and the drive for it, but I needed just a little bit more talent. Not to say I didn't think I was talented, but I definitely did lack a lot of confidence, and I've noticed that my confidence is what held me back a lot when I was younger. Like, yes, of course, I had like the confidence to like just go up on stage and perform in front of like a bunch of strangers. I had no idea who they were, but that's like in a sense like a whole different thing because like I'm on stage. It's like I'm not one-on-one with them, you know. But either way, like the whole confidence definitely did play a role into why like I wasn't ready for that. And now I am much more confident in my talent and in who I am, that now it's like, okay, let's bring back the drive, let's bring back it all, and let's just get this train moving. So I've definitely been doing that with the whole rebrand. I've been trying to post something at least every day, especially on TikTok, because TikTok, I have already 33 followers and it hasn't even been in a whole month since I started that Now or Never TikTok account, which is very cool. Thank you. Follow me on TikTok if you want. Now or Never Band, that's the app for it. And then on Twitter and Instagram, I got some slowly like my I don't know why I couldn't talk right there. Slowly my friends and family who follow my now personal Twitter, I mean Instagram, my personal Instagram, are slowly going to follow my going and following my Now or Never Instagram, you know, to help spread the follows and all that jazz. So those ones, like those, the follows are slowly coming. Twitter, like, which I expected, you know, I totally expected the whole Twitter one, because I feel like Twitter, I was never very much musically. It was always just like, ha ha ha. Sometimes I'm funny, guys. And then occasionally it'd be like, hey, check out my song, or you know. You know. So I definitely understand that like maybe not a lot of people followed me for my music, more so just because sometimes I'm funny. which is okay, you know. It's fine. I know where I'm you know, I'm working, I'm networking, I'm figuring out a plan and all that stuff. So with the rebrand, I'm definitely am trying to put a lot more effort, post like every day, at least one time every day, just to like keep the momentum, just to make sure like my fans, like I don't even it's so I don't like the word fans. As I is straight, but like I know because it's like I feel like I don't have a fan base at all, but I know I have a fan base for my music and T Money Talks, and it's just so weird for me to say like, yeah, my fans, they listen to my music. It's pretty cool. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because it's like I don't know. It just feels weird because I do have a fan base. Sometimes I'm on this one website called Number One Music, and I only have the free version of it because no, I'm not gonna be paying like a yearly fee for you, like just for you to promote my music a little bit more. No, the free one I have like 3 or 4 songs, and I like maxed out the mailing list for subscribers in like a month, which so I have like over 500 subscribers to emails to my subs to get they're subscribed to my e-letter. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Anyways, we're moving on. So that website, every now and then I'll get like an email or something from someone like from a fan telling me how much they love my music, and then or asking me where they could buy my music and all this stuff. So I know I do have fans. I have people who listen to my music other than the people that I know. It's just weird for me to call them fans because I feel like I don't know. I don't know if I would call them my fans. I feel like they'd be more of my friend, at this point. Especially same for T Money Talks. People who listen to T Money Talks, I feel like, how are you a fan? You're more so you're my friend, honestly. At this point, we're friends. All this about me. I don't know anything about you, but I mean, I would love to get to know you. um I'm so sorry. It feels good. I feel like 2021 is just going to be good vibes. I know I'm kind of going all off track, but it's just because this year it is, like I said, just good vibes. I I didn't get to do it January 1st, but on January 2nd, when I woke up the next morning, I like cleansed my whole room and like just I meditated, I cleaned, I like did everything I wanted, and I just like really like just let out the like vibes and energy of 2020 and like threw them out the window and just like embraced the good vibes and good everything into 2021. And so far it's been going great. It's been a great 3 days. It's been a great 3 days, and I know like it's just gonna get better from here. As funny as it sounds, but on New Year's Day, yeah, New Year's Day, so January 1st, I went shooting to the gun range, folks. I went out into the middle of the desert and I shot me some guns like a true American. It was very fun. 10 out of 10 would do it again, although it did hurt my wrists shooting from them guns. Them Glocks were, the kickback from them Glocks they hurt my wrist because it was mighty cold out too. Yes, I went went to a gun range with my cousins, with my family, and we shot some Glocks. We shot some shotguns. It was really fun. It was really fun. My mom wanted to do it, and my cousins are always going out there and doing it. And so she asked them, like, when the next time you go, like, invite us. I'd want to go. And so they did, and we went out there January 1st, and I shot real guns for the very first time in my life. Was I surprised? No. I just for whatever like I just knew like when I was going to get this gun, I was like I know what to do. Like just something in my body is just like it just like it's taking like yeah, I know exactly like like my body's just moving on its own. However, my mind is like, T Money, you have never held a gun in your life. Do you have to be so careful? Do not do anything wrong. Do not point that thing at your face, because I felt even though my body like was just like, yes, I know, like I'm like some FBI guy or something, like it knew like the motions and everything. My mind was like, no, no, sweetie, no, sweetie, red flags, come on, pay attention. So it was my mind was saying one thing and my body was doing another, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was just really freaking cold. It was 40 degrees. Did I mention I had to wake up at 8 a.m. to do this? So yeah, I started the new year bright and early. Bright and early. It was wild. So yeah, it was 40 degrees. I was wearing like a sweater and then a jacket, and then pants and stuff. But because of my wrist, because I had fractured it last year back in February, now my bones, whenever it gets like really cold or it's gonna rain, my bone on my wrist, the one that broke, it aches so badly, like, so it's a horrible ache, pain, like it sucks. So when we it was since it was like 40 degrees out there, the kickback from the guns, because I was like shooting a 9 millimeter and stuff, like the kickbacks were they weren't too intense, but they were enough to like with the cold and like the constant like quick like kickback, like the push on my wrists. It was kind of starting to irritate it, so I had to kind of like stop shooting some guns. So I didn't get to shoot too many guns, which it kind of sucked because I really was having a lot of fun. I do want to keep doing it, but I still had a good time. My mom had a lovely time, and Jared did as well. It was a good time all around. 10 out of 10. Would absolutely do it again. But that was fun. Yeah. Sorry, I just I lost track of what I was saying. But yes, that is how I started the new year, becoming a true American by shooting up some Glocks. But that was a very cool experience. Now that's something I get to say I have done. And then, but however, my mom's ready to get her gun license and ready to go buy some guns. I'm like, woman, no. But after that, January 2nd, I don't remember what I did yesterday. Oh, I remember what I did yesterday. We didn't do too much. We went to Bath and Body Works, I think. I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Anyways, and now here we are today, all caught up with the year. I think so, right? Yeah, I talked about the rebrand. Yeah, yes, we are all caught up. We are on the present day of January 3rd of 2021. So, yes, let's talk about going to school for music now. I guess I say that kind of cautiously in fear that like I'm going to remember something and then we're going to go off the topic. Oh no, I remember. I remember. Okay. Ha ha ha. You see, sometimes we all think, and this I say we because like I think this as well. It's like sometimes when I like go off track, my mind like starts to wander like into 10 different like subjects when we were talking, and it's like, okay, when are we going to get back to that one? It's because my brain knows exactly what it's doing. We are now circling on back to the whole rebranding of my now or never music career. See, I knew. I love you. I love you so much. I knew what I was doing, okay? I knew what I was doing. Anyways, yes, circling on back to the whole rebranding. Yes, the whole idea of me not being ready to be like, take music as seriously and as I was before till now is because I did have a lot to learn. And going to school for music absolutely was one of them. But with that being said, I want to state like a disclaimer. And I know I've said this before, but I do want to say if there are like people who are younger, who are like still in high school, or they're about to go to college, or they're already in college and you're not sure what to do or what degree to get, and you're like, you know what, I really love music, I think I should do that. Here is my fair warning to anyone out there who wants to go to school for music. If you want to go to school for music and you're doing it because you think it's going to make you famous because you're going to be like the next Beyonce or something, it's not. That is not the point of going to school for music. I know this because I had a professor tell me that while I was at my last year at UCR. He said, if you're going to school for music to be famous, you should drop out now. Yeah, my last year. Yeah, so that's why I say that. It's like if you're trying to be famous in music, don't go to college. Honestly, you do not need to go to college for music if you're trying to become an artist or you're trying to become like a musician. You just don't, because the things that they teach you in school, you can now learn online. Anywhere anyone can teach you music theory. You could go to YouTube and learn music theory in like a matter of like less than the amount of time it took me to learn music theory. Like it's just with technology today, it's just so accessible it's so easy to learn things. It's so easy to pick up a new hobby, and so which is why, like, go if you're trying to go to school to be an artist, someone famous who's touring around the world, don't go to school for music. You are going to waste so much money. You're gonna want to be like, why did I do this? This is more stressful than it is fun for me. Because honestly, it was. If a couple of times, like throughout my like degree, like my undergrad, there was a few times where I'm like, do I even like music? Like, is this really what I'm passionate about? Is this really the career I want to take? Like, I genuinely question my own talent, my own sanity, my own choices, because I didn't know what I was in for when I was going to school for music, You think going to school for music, at least to me, I thought it was like about learning more about your instrument, like meeting cool professors, getting to know other musicians, like playing all these shows, doing all these really cool things, networking. And in a sense, yes, it is that, but it's kind of hard at the same time. I say that because the way like it kind of works in the whole like networking and like playing shows with other people is like if you have to already know how to play your instrument. Like we're looking at like orchestras, jazz bands, not just like, hey, we're a rock group, or hey, like, look, you want to play with our, or, it's like, I mean, yes, you eventually can like go into that if you network like well enough, but for the most part, that all of that has to do like based on like what classes you're in, what things you're taking. And that's kind of where like the whole networking kind of lies, is you really got in college. Yeah, you're pretty much networking the whole time, and it was really you're networking while also learning everything musically, like music theory wise, because it's not a whole lot of you want to play guitar, if you're gonna take every guitar class known to man, no. Or you want to be a producer, you're gonna, no, it's not like that. It's you go to school for music, the first thing you do is you learn music theory. That's what they teach you. You gotta know the theory of the music, and then you're sitting there and you're questioning, you're like, why am I learning this? Why do I need to know this? It's like, how is this gonna help? And for a long time I didn't understand, like I didn't know how it would help, but I've come to realize that it has helped. Knowing music theory, it has helped me improve my music so much, which is why I say I wasn't ready to dive into music the way I am now when I was younger, because there's just so much that it taught me. Anyway, I'm so sorry. I'm going off track because like thinking about college kind of stresses me out, because it was a very stressful time. Like I said, like there was so many like times where I'm like, do I want this? Do I need this? Is this who I am? Who am I if I'm not a musician? Who am I if I can't get this degree? No, like genuinely, which is why, and it sucked because I wasn't the kid, because a lot of the kids in my class who in my music theory classes grew up learning their instrument. They grew up in a family who had the money to give them their kids lessons, or they grew up in a family who of musicians who like they grew up learning music theory. They grew up learning all these things that I should have known coming into college. So as for someone like me who picked it up in middle school and was pretty much self-taught with everything through like YouTube videos and anything I could find, it was very hard for me to kind of like understand everything that was going on, because there were so many terms and so many it was just a whole new another language. Music genuinely is like learning another language, especially if you're going to school for it. That is another thing, is if you don't already know some basic music theory, you're gonna be so lost. Because I truly was very lost, because I had no idea what was going on, because they're all using these terms, these phrases, and I'm like, what does this mean? Because I genuinely, like, I don't know, like these words were foreign to me. I had no idea what half of the things they were saying. I was like, I don't know what the key, I don't know how to modulate to a different key, or like I didn't know any of these words, which is why it was like learning a whole new language for me, and why it was so stressful, is because I didn't have that same background that a lot of the kids in my class had growing up. So it made learning music theory a little bit harder because I had to teach myself and I had to get a little bit more help than other people because for them it's like, oh, I've been doing this forever. Whereas for me, it's like I barely learned how to read sheet music my senior year of high school. And that was just because I took a piano class, you know? So, like, coming in with my background, it made it very hard to go to school for music. And with that being said, it's like that's not why I'm saying like don't go to school for music or like it's a horrible thing. No, I'm just telling you like the genuine truth because yes, it definitely was hard at times. It definitely made me question who I am and my abilities as a musician, but ultimately I'm so glad I went to school for music. Like genuinely, like I am now seeing, yes, it was so hard. I had to like I had to like fight myself through hell to graduate, but ultimately I understand. Everything that I've learned is finally sinking in and I'm implementing it into my music. I'm hearing it when I listen to other music. It's just the experiences, the classes, everything has truly helped to shape me even more as a musician because the way I produce music now, the way I write music now is nothing like how I used to write music when I first started. When I was writing songs in middle school to how I'm writing songs now, the change is just enormous. And that's just from going to school for music. So, yes, it is extremely hard. And would I recommend it to just anyone who's like, oh, I like music? No, I would not. But I do recommend it to people if you have that same burning, fiery passion that I had for music ever since, because I've had this passion for music since I was a child. So unless you have this fire, this burn, this call in your soul that you know that music is who you are with everything in your body, absolutely go to school for music. You will benefit greatly from it. You will benefit so much from it because I did. I'm so glad I went through all of that because it has truly made me a better musician. However, with that being said, if you don't have that same drive, if music kind of just interests you, I don't recommend going to school for music because you'll probably hate it. It probably would not be your thing. I just try to save people money and tell you like the true experience because I guarantee you no one else is going to tell you like, oh yes, it was the greatest thing, I never stressed out, I met all these people. And yes, of course you do meet all these people, and I did have a lot of great opportunities. My final year at UCR, I got to take a class and I learned how to write operas, and so I wrote a micro opera and it was performed at my school, and it was really cool. I loved that class. So I definitely had a lot of great opportunities. I also got to conduct a choir because I took a choral conducting class. That was really fun. And however, the teacher was terrifying. I swear I thought I was failing every time I showed up. But she was a very great teacher, and that was also another great class, because I got to conduct people to sing, which then led me to understand that I want to be a musical director because those two are the things that combine what I love most. So like, yes, going to school for music is hard, but it absolutely has so many good other benefits. But again, if you're trying to do it to be like an artist or a band, don't go to school then. Just literally just don't go to college. Do the grinds, the work, whatever it is you need to do to get your name out there, and you'll be good. You'll be good because you could learn everything else along the way. I promise you. You do not need to go through the 4 years it takes to learn everything that you could learn on the road. So that is the tea on Tea Money Talks. Yeah, that's all I have to say about going to school for music because honestly, I don't think I have much more than that. And now that I think about it, I feel like I might have talked about this topic already. I don't know. Apologize if I did. But anyways, the whole reason why I say all that is because yes, it was hell getting my college degree for music, but gosh darn has it made me such a better musician, such a better producer. Like, I know so much more thanks to college. Thanks to college, and also thanks to the theater. Because I was also taking theater classes. I pretty much minored in it. I was dumb. Anyways, but yes, so from all the experiences I took in college and from acting and theater and all that stuff, I am now implementing all of that into my music and of course my spiritual awakening. I'm now like everything I've learned from my whole through life, through music, through school, through everything, through all the experiences I've had, I am now finally ready and in the position, because of my injuries, because of my accident, I'm finally in a position to have time to focus on nothing but my music like I did when I was younger. And when I was in high school, that's why I had that drive, that passion. I was like, I can do this. I can like get my name out there because I didn't have to worry about college. I didn't have to worry about paying rent. I didn't have to worry about getting a job. All I had to worry about was my music. That's why I was out there playing open mics, doing shows, playing coffee shops, doing whatever I could to get heard because I had nothing but free time to do all that stuff. And then as I got older, and then I started going to a university because when I went to college, I went to community college first, so I went to Mount Sac, and then after Mount Sac, I went to UCR. So yeah, so at Mount Sag, everything was still like a lot laid back. It kind of still very much felt like high school because everything was still like moving at a fairly slow pace, you know, and I got to choose my schedule and everything. So I made it fit for my music, for me to still go to school and still do my music, you know? So, but then when I went to UCR, it was a lot more fast paced because it was a quarter system. And then I was like, oh my gosh, now I need a job because it's a school that costs a lot more money. And and all my FAFSA, like, you know, so yes, that then things life happened and I could no longer focus on my music the way I once did. Like of course I was still trying to make time for my music, but I just couldn't put in the same work and the same heart that I could now that I was in high school and early college. So that's what I mean when I say I wasn't ready back in high school. As much as I wanted to be, as much as I wanted to think I was not at all ready because now I have the knowledge, now I have the talent, now I have the confidence, now I have the resources, the money, the time to take my passion, to take this thing that I've always wanted, that I've always dreamed of since a child, the thing that I have been manifesting since I could talk, since I discovered music. I am finally ready to take it. I'm finally ready to take that thing by whatever by its neck and just be like, here I am, ready to fulfill my destiny, ready to do what I was born to do. And that's what I'm doing now. That's what this year is all about. That's what the rest of my life is going to be all about. Is now I have the time. This rebrand, I also am really glad I decided to do the rebrand because now I have a fresh start. Now I could make something. I could have a better way of building a fan base. I could look more professional. And I am so ready. I'm just so ready for my music to go off, for T Money Talks to go off, because I fear going back to work. Going back to work just gives me so much anxiety because I'm like, oh my god, once I go back to work, I'm gonna have to make it work around my schedule that I have for everything and that I have going on now. T Money Talks, YouTube, TikTok, my music. Like I'm working on an album and this thing it's just amazing. Like I need all the time I can to do this, to make this happen, and I can't do that if I have to go back to work. I just can't. I can't. I know it's going to be a struggle and my heart is not going to be in it the way my heart is in everything I'm doing right now. And I just know that things are moving, things are happening, and I'm ready for it to happen now rather than when I have to go back to work. That is all I have to say about it. Universe, I am ready. I am here. Let's do this. I'm ready. I'm ready to start making an impact with my music. I've always wanted to kind of like, I don't even know the right words. I've kind of always wanted to like post, I guess, or make content. That's the word. I always wanted to make content the way for my music the way I am now. Like through TikTok, I've been making a lot of really cool videos, like, and I've been learning a whole lot more too about marketing myself from TikTok, which is why I feel like I'm ready, because now I know more about how to market myself, how to work social medias, how to do all this stuff. Now that I'm learning and I have knowledge, I could, with this restart, I'm doing things to help get fans to come naturally, rather than just being like, hey, you, check out this song here and now because you should check out my song, I want you, like, rather than like telling the person what to do, I'm learning that it's better to be like, hey, what's up, do you got time, I want to it's just like letting them come to me. Or like this whole, like, I've been doing this like whole like reasons why you should listen to my music type of thing. And it's not about like, I never mind like you should listen to it because of this and this, because my music does this and this and my song, and that, it's always just like, it's about who I am. It's about who the person behind the music is, in a sense, which is something I always wanted to do with my social medias, because that's what I do with my music. My music is who I am. I'm telling you, I'm exposing myself, I'm opening myself up emotionally to you through my songs. I'm telling you the deepest feelings that I have in my music. I have the deepest thoughts that come to my mind is said through my music. So I would want my social medias to be, in a sense, be the same. By that I mean with the whole getting to know, with the whole like 5 reasons why you should listen to my music. It's not like because my music is good, because I sound like this guy, because of this. No, it's like because here's who I am. Here's why I write my music. Here's, it's like I talk about who the person behind the music is, who the artist is, while also being like, this is how it incorporates to my music. I bring it all full circle so that the people know that like what you get here is also what you're getting in my music. And I feel like that's the best way to really connect with someone, to really connect with an audience, at least, because I say to connect with someone as if like I have the confidence to talk to people. That is something I'm still working on. That is something I still need help with. But I'm starting to understand how it works for an audience, not for an individual, just for an audience. I'm understanding the ways of marketing. I am still practicing and learning how to talk to people, how to build connections, and just talk and get to know someone for real. Because that's where my true troubles lie. But yeah, now that I have all this knowledge for the music industry, for marketing, for how to write, how to produce, now that I have the knowledge, the confidence, the experiences, now I am ready. Now I'm ready to take now or never to the next level, to the level where I've always known I could be if I ever had the time. And now I have the time, and now I have the confidence, because I'm starting to understand, I'm starting to learn who I am. And that is what 2021 is going to be all about. It's going to be nothing but good vibes this year, because I am not taking anything less than what I deserve this year. I truly am not. I've said that before in the past, like, I'm not taking anything less than I deserve. But I do. I mean, I end up just because, like, I am who I am. I'm a human. I didn't really learn, but that was the old me. This is the new T Money. This is the upgrading. This is the vibes rising, the reaching higher T Money. This is a healing T Money. This is a working through traumas T Money. This is a whole nother person. This is someone you do not know anymore, like, which is why, like, 2021, I really am not taking anything less than I deserve anymore. From then, that goes with friends, relationships, with family, with anyone. Like, I know what I deserve. I know my worth. I know who I am. I'm learning who I am. I am discovering who I am. I'm discovering the things about me that I didn't even know before. I'm remembering things about me that I was like, how did I forget that? Like, I'm just becoming a whole new person this year. Not this year. I have, like, it started last year, like, I'm just finding the confidence. I'm finding myself. I'm finding who I am. and it's finally being shown, and I'm finally not caring what people think. I'm like, no, I know my truth. I am trying my best to speak my truth the best way I can. I'm trying to live the best, truest life, my truest self, loving myself the best that I can. And I just have not felt better. I truly, truly have not. This year, I am not. I know what I need. I know what I want, and I will get it. I will get it because it's what I'm meant to do. I know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I kind of got in a ramble. Like my mind, like was going. My mind. Sometimes I think this is really cool. Fun fact. Sometimes when I'm talking like this right now, and then usually sometimes I could do it when I'm like talking like this, but most of the time it'll happen when I'm doing an accent, or sometimes like. Yeah, no, only when I'm doing it. Sometimes when I'm doing an accent, when I'm like doing an accent like this, or, talking in a different way, in my mind, like I could have a whole nother conversation going on. Like, like I don't know if because you know how when some people who are ambidextrous, or people who could write with both hands, I know there's a word, but I'm not going to attempt to say it, but people who could write with both hands. I remember a teacher in high school, my English teacher, said that there was a guy who was able to write two different messages because at the same time, because with one hand he would write something with his right hand and then something else with his left hand, so he would be saying like two different things, and I could do that but in my head. So like I'll be doing like the accent, and I'll be full on like talk, or I'll do it like this, right, how I'm doing now. Like I'll be having a full on conversation like with you or with someone else, but in my head I'm having a whole nother separate conversation going on at the same time. And I know you're saying, well, like, yeah, you do that when like the other person is talking. No, like while I'm talking, while I'm conversating with someone during my time to talk, I'm talking to myself at the same time. So I'm genuinely having two conversations at once, one out loud with the person I'm talking to, and then one up in my head. It's a fun fact. I don't know if other people do that. If you do, cool. If you don't, I don't know. If you do, actually, no. If you do that, if you do like talk like what I just described, let me know, because I want to know. Is like is that normal? Is that normal? Question. So let me know. That I want to know. That's very intriguing to me now. I just felt like it needed to be said. I hope that there's others like me too. Also, now that I have like the rebranding of socials, just because I'm trying to wrap up the time, now that I have rebranding socials, I have my own personal Instagram and Twitter. So if you wanted to follow me or just like shoot me a message on Twitter or Instagram, for the T Money Talks, you could, for Twitter, it's T_Monies Trove. I was thinking of calling it T Money Tweets, because why not? I don't know. But for now, it's T_Monies Trove. You could go ahead and like at me or DM me or whatever, if you got topics or anything you'd like to say. And for Instagram, it's T_Monies Treasure Trove, the same as my TikTok. So feel free to like reach out to me on there, or through like the podcast, or through Anchor. Either way, I would love to hear from anyone. All right, so with that being said, it's about all the time we got for this week. So until next time, guys, this is T Money saying live your life, because you're the only one who get it. All right, bye.